Good afternoon to you viewers and subscribers. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I'm going to discuss with you the building plan process and how long does your building plan takes to expire. So stay tuned for this video, and I hope as usual you watch the video until the end. If you're a first time viewer of this channel, ensure to hit the thumbs up button, share the video, and leave a comment. Now, what is a building permit? A building permit is a formal approval from the local planning authority, otherwise known as the parish council. So whenever you're carrying out new construction, renovation to your existing building, modification or extension to your existing building, you need a building permit to do that. You also need a building permit if you're putting up a temporary structure. So not because you're not building a permanent structure, you might think that you do not need a building permit to do so because the structure that you're going to erect is temporary. No, you still need a building permit to carry out that exercise. Now, how long does your building permit takes to approve or to be issued by the parish council or local planning authority? Now, for a residential single family building, it can go up to 8 weeks. For some parish council, it can goes up to 12 to 16 weeks. In the case of one project that I've done, I think sometime last year, I think the plan takes to approve, I think somewhere in the region of 4 to 5 months. So yes, every parish council is different, and it also depends on the amount of building application that goes into that parish council during a particular period. Now, what do I need to submit my building plan and the documentation that should accompany those building plan? Now, in the case of a single family dwelling house, you need 3 sets of blueprints. For a multi-family dwelling house, you need 9 sets of blueprint. For a commercial building, you need 9 sets of blueprints. And for apartment building, you need 9 sets of blueprints. Now, in addition to those blueprints, you have to have a proof of ownership. Now, that proof of ownership can entail a certified copy of the title. You can also provide the parish council with a certified copy of the sales agreement, a certified copy of a will, a certified copy of a deed or gift or conveyance. In addition to that, you're also going to need your TRN, your tax registration number, to do that. Now, what can you do after the building plan is approved? So when the building plan is approved, you're going to be issued with a building permit along with, I think, 2 sets of blueprints. So you can take one of the blueprints for yourself and you can give the other blueprint to the contractor for it to be remain on site. So always ensure to have a copy of the blueprints along with the issued permit on the site at all times, so that when any personnel from the parish council visit the site, you can have those documentation to show. Now, after you have gotten the building permits, the parish council give you 6 months in which to start. Now, what constitutes a start? So you just simply can't go there and just dig a foundation and then said you start. No. What constitutes a start? You have to pour concrete. So you got to excavate some amount, put in your reinforcement, and pour concrete. That constitute an official start by the parish council. Now, in the event that you do not start the building within 6 months, that building permit is going to be lapsed. And if it lapses, what you can do, you have up until 2 years to resubmit. So within that 2 year span, you can resubmit that drawing for approval over a 6 month period. So you have 2 years. So every 6 months within that 2 years, you can resubmit that drawings if you have not started. But once that 2 years has passed, the plan becomes void and you have to submit a new plan. A new drawings have to be submitted to the parish council for approval if you do not start within that 2 year period. So my advice to you, if you think that you can't start within that 6 month period, what you can do, you can inform the parish council, or you can take back the drawings to the parish council, and I think the parish council is going to charge you like a 10% outside of that additional fee that you pay initially. So let's say, for argument's sake, you have gotten the building permit and you do not intend to start within the 6 months. So you take that plan back to the parish council, and when you're ready to start, you can go back to the parish council. But I think, if my memory serves me correctly, you have to pay a 10% of the original charging costs, or the original fee, 10% of the original fee. But do remember, after 2 years has passed, that plan is no longer good. That drawings is no longer good. So you have to resubmit that drawings if you want to continue after 2 years. Another thing you should bear in mind, that when you start your building, you should inform the relevant authorities to carry out inspection. So you usually call in the parish council when you're finished reinforcing your foundation, for them to do a foundation inspection and then give you approval to pour your foundation. You do a similar thing after you have gone, I think, 3 block heights or 4 feet above ground level. You can call them in to inspect what you have done already and see if you're constructing the building according to plan. Same thing goes for your slab reinforcement. You usually call in the parish council to inspect your slab reinforcement to see that the reinforcement is done according to plan, or is done according to specification. The same thing goes for your sewage system, like your manhole, your grease trap. You usually call in the parish council. I think the Ministry of Health, a representative from the Ministry of Health, to come in and do those inspections. So bear these things in mind if you want your building to go up well and you are not in breach of any of the bylaws and you do not get into trouble with the parish council. Now I'm going to address something that is very important. So I want to put this out there. So in the case, if you're building without a permit, the parish council can issue a immediate cessation of work. So the parish council can place a stop order on your building. I think the initial fine for that is $70,000. So when that stop order is placed, and you must try your best to come to good terms with the parish council, try and find out what is the breach, or if you're in the event, if you're doing it without a plan, try and get a plan done, submit the plan, and if the plan is approved, the parish council will issue you a permit, and then you can continue your construction. Now, in the event if the parish council stop the building and you decided to continue construction, you can be fined. The parish council can take you to court, and you can be fined as much as I think $1 million. Or if in event that is not the case, the parish council can charge you, I think, $5,000 per day after the stop order have placed on the construction. So yes, you will be taken to court, and if you are found guilty to breach the stop order, you can be fined $1,000, $1 million thereafter. Or the court can award the parish council to charge you $5,000 per day. Now, in terms of the amount of money or the cost per square foot to approve your building, for a single family building, it is $120 per square meter. An apartment complex, multi-family building, that is, I think, $190 per square meter. For a commercial building, example, shops, offices, warehouses, cinemas, that is $190 per square feet. For apartments too, yes, I did mention apartments, that's $190. For church, school, hospital, that's $190 per square meter. And for temporary structures is half the amount of the permanent structure. So if you're going to put up a temporary structure, the parish council is going to charge you based on if that structure is going to go up permanently. And whatsoever that fees comes up to, the parish council is going to charge you half of that. So that is it for this video. If you find the information informative, let me know in the comment section. Remember to share the video. If you're a new time viewer of this channel, make sure to subscribe. Thank you, and I'm going to catch you in another video upload. Enough respect.